Mark here from the Backpacking Gear Nut, and today I'm going to teach you how to make chicken and rice curry. It's nice when you can make your own meals because you save money and you get to control the ingredients so that it fits well with whatever your dietary needs are. So why would I do that when I can purchase one of these? Now, I eat plenty of these. I eat Mountain House, I eat all kinds of brands, but the thing that is about these is they're expensive. Now this is a less expensive one, and for 480 calories, this costs $10. Now, am I going to stop buying them? No, I like them, but I don't buy them for every single meal. I buy a couple of my favorites, and for the rest, I make my own recipes. The meal I'm about to show you is 640 calories for $3.75. So, I'm going to use this bowl because this is how I like to prepare them. I take my ingredients and I put it in the bowl and I mix it up really well before I put it in my package for storage. So the first thing is instant brown rice. You want to use instant because other rice has to cook for a lot longer, whereas instant will be ready in a reasonable amount of time. So we're going to use a cup of instant rice. And now that we got a cup of instant rice, the second ingredient is going to be 2 tablespoons of peanut butter powder in here. 1, 2. All right, so our next ingredient is freeze-dried vegetables. We're going to put a half cup in there and just put it in just like that. Now the next thing we're going to want is nutritional yeast. The reason I like nutritional yeast is it gives it a little bit of a cheesy taste. So let's put this in here. We need 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. 1, 2. So next thing we're going to use is curry powder. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon. Use more if you like heavier curry. 1/4 teaspoon of curry powder. So our next ingredient is garlic powder, and that's going to be a 1/4 teaspoon. The next thing is chicken broth powder. Now you can use bouillon cubes, you can use whatever you want. I've got a chicken broth powder here, and it needs to be a powder and not a liquid, because otherwise it won't last. It won't stay because you don't want to put liquid into this. So let's put this in, and we are going to put in 2 tablespoons of chicken broth powder. And if you're using bouillon cubes, it's about 2 bouillon cubes. So the next thing we're going to put in is some salt and pepper. Now, this is really individual. I tend to like to put in a couple dashes of pepper, and for my salt, I tend to just put a little bit. I wanted to give you like an amount for the salt, so about a 1/4 teaspoon is what I think is what I usually do, but because I usually just eyeball it. There we go, 1/4 teaspoon. Next thing I need to do is mix up all my ingredients. Once my ingredients are all mixed up, I need to put them in my storage bag. So the storage bag I'm going to use is a Mylar MRE bag. And the reason is it blocks out the light from both ends. You can put boiling water in this, and when the bottom expands, it's just like one of those Mountain House meals where it creates a surface for it to sit up on, which is kind of nice. Now, all we got to do is put the ingredients in the bag before we add our final 2 ingredients. All right, I was able to do that with just only a little bit of a mess. So, but as you can see, all of the dry ingredients are in here. Now, the next step is we're going to put a package of chicken in there. And for the chicken, we're just going to use, I like to use this Starkiss premium white meat chicken. And so just fold it in half and shove it in the package. And then the last thing we need to put in there is raisins. So I like to use like a little plastic bag like this so that it doesn't get all caked on the raisins. And so I'm just going to take and I'm going to put some raisins in. Now, a little handful about like that, because I like how the raisins add some sweetness to the curry. It's a good offset for it. So put this in the little baggie and we're almost done. There you go. Some people even buy individually little mini raisins, but for me it's cheaper this way. It keeps the costs down. So now that we have all of that in here, it's time to just close this up. And if I was doing this for me, I would add a little oxygen absorber in here so that it would make it last a whole lot longer. And then you're talking about this lasting for months. Now, I'm not going to do it for this demonstration, but if you take an iron and heat the edge, it melts it together and seals it, which is nice. But for the demonstration, I'm just going to take and zip it shut. So there you go. I'll put a sticker usually on the outside and write what the meal is. So all you have to do to prepare your meal is get your stove out. All right, so you can put 1 1/4 cups of water in here, and you're going to bring that to a boil, just like you would with any other backpacking meal. Once it's got a good rolling boil, you're going to open up your pouch. And I like to pull the bottom out so that it stands up better. You're going to take out your package of chicken and set it to the side. And you're going to take out your raisins and set them to the side. And you're going to pour the boiling water into the bag. And you're going to take and give it a good mix just to get the water all the way through all the ingredients. You're going to add your package of chicken. And stir that up again. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to seal the package for 15 minutes. And once 15 minutes is up, we'll stir it again and seal it for another 5. All right, so it's been 15 minutes, so now what you need to do is just open it up and stir it up again. And wait for 5 more minutes. Seal it back up and wait for 5 more minutes. All right, so now my watch says it's been 5 minutes, so all we got to do is open it up and add our raisins to it. Stir it up, and let me pour it in this dish here so you can get a good idea as to what it looks like. So there it is. This meal is really yummy and tasty, and it's hearty, and it tastes so good. That is really good. So if you enjoyed the content that I just gave you, please hit that like button, subscribe button, and hit the bell notification, and I'll see you on the next one.